Human life is like a play. Humans, the human form and the personality and the human self, that is a character in the play. A character. The soul that is inside of the human costume, the soul is the actor. So souls get into their role, they step into a human, they live a human life for a certain amount of time, and during that time they become this character, whatever it is. And they can also control it. You can change your character, but I mean, you are a character, and that character is part of a story in one way or another. Even if you are someone who is more of an observer, still you are a character in the story of human life. And there are heroes and there are villains and there's things in between, but on that spectrum, you have villains and heroes, right? Somewhere in the story of life, somewhere in life, there are conflicts. There are often conflicts between these things. These forces battle each other, good and evil, right? And oftentimes people feel that this evil person must pay for what they've done. And if they don't pay in this life, if they weren't like tortured or something before that they died, people, I think, or even if they were, people hope and pray that this, characters who are still in the play, hope that this evil character is punished for what he's done. But I believe that death and stepping into the afterlife is like when the curtains close and the play is over and you step out of your costume. Now you are heading towards like an after party sort of thing. I don't really think it's like a party, but that's just the metaphor that I'm using. You're heading towards the after party with your fellow actors, and everyone gets along and they celebrate the play. You know what I mean? It's not about like saying, "Oh, I made a mistake and I didn't do this when I wanted to," because those mistakes and those like successes were written into the play. They weren't really you. It was your character that you were acting. The character that you were a part of had these successes and failures and everything in between. That's how I see life and death and the afterlife. I look at it like that. I mean, there's other ways to explain it, but this one makes the most sense to me. Right now, I'm a character. I'm interacting with other characters. I'm building my story. I'm a part of other people's story. I'm in this play of life. But I am aware that as soon as I step out of it, by step out I mean die, at whatever point that happens, even if it doesn't seem like my story is complete, no matter what your age is, when you die and you step out of your role and you take off your costume and you join the other actors and you see, oh yeah, I forgot we were just acting. I was so into my role, I forgot that I am not that character. I'm actually an actor and I was playing a character. As soon as that happens, it's all good. You know what I mean? There is no dwelling on like things. I forgot to do this. I didn't get a chance to do that. I believe that coming back, and I do believe you can come back and enter another play, enter the whole production again and do another play. I believe that coming back is a choice in most cases. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine anyone feeling forced to come back. I think a soul or a spirit would come back and want to play the character of a human again, maybe because there are some things they're just interested in doing that they haven't done yet as a human, maybe they've never played a villain, or maybe they've never played a hero, or they've never played a successful character. Maybe they've always been one that fails. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's something that they need to, there's some sort of test that they need to pass, or some sort of class that they need to graduate in any sort of way. I feel that it's just up to the spirit and what they would like to experience. I do believe that in some way, by gaining experience through acting as a human, I think there's some way that a spirit can grow. If not, that's pretty funny. I mean, I think it's funny if that's not true, and it could easily not be true. This could easily be a form of recreation for a spirit. This entire realm, this entire human experience, being a human, or even being a dog or a cat, being anything that's alive in this realm, could just be a recreational experience for spirits. Something like video games, a very advanced, what to us would be a very advanced virtual reality system that is so perfect and so powerful that when you enter it, when you decide to play it, you become entranced and you forget that you're playing a game and you think that you are the character. That could be it. It could be that, or it could be more of a structured thing. And if it is more structured, when it comes to this idea that people need to be punished for evil things they've done, okay, first of all, if we're going to talk about it like it's a play, if there's a villain and a hero, and the villain does something horrible, and the hero does whatever, and then when the play is over and the two actors that played those characters are hanging out, they're not going to hold grudges against one another or try to punish each other for things that the characters did to each other, because that was just part of a story, that was a plot, it was a play, it was entertainment, it was art. It wasn't anything really that was bad. Now that's just a metaphor, okay? If I was really trying to imagine being a spirit who had done something evil, something horrible, we have people like, obviously Hitler is the go-to thing that people think of. There's like Richard Ramirez, there's like Jeffrey Dahmer, some twisted people, if you don't know who these people are and you read about them, you'll see what I mean. Twisted, crazy, like, whoa. And everybody, of course, if you believe in hell, you like, these people are going straight to hell. Some people I think some people want to believe in hell just so that they can feel better about those people being dead. Like, they don't want to imagine that the soul or spirit got away with anything. And I don't think it's like that. I think that I honestly feel this way. I mean, from the perspective of a spirit, Hitler, Richard Ramirez, Jeffrey Dahmer, anyone else who's done horrible, heinous acts, these spirits need rehabilitation, and I believe that's what they receive in the afterlife at some point. Maybe before they go all the way in, or maybe after they're in, they go straight there. I don't know how it goes, and I might be wrong again, but I really feel that. I feel that it's more of a rehabilitation, a healing. There was something wrong, something went wrong when it came to that spirit integrating with that body. Or who knows, maybe they're not used to being a human and that's what went wrong. Like, they just something like it didn't click, and they need to be healed, they need to be rehabilitated, they need to come back more healthy. In the spiritual realm, I believe the reality is, and the truth is, that we all love each other. We all love each other, and we're all pals, we're all homies, we're all actors, we're all putting on plays, you know what I mean? We work together. It's just that here we're inside of a play, and we don't all work together. Many of us do, many of us don't. There's a lot of areas where we're just smashing into each other, the good and evil forces. By the way, in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, the supposed good and evil forces, it's all subjective. It's just like, in their head, they're good and they're evil, but in their other people's head, and in the enemy's head, it's the opposite. It's just roles that we're playing. We're all playing roles here, and it's cool. Like, I'm not against that. I enjoy it. I enjoy being a character. It feels good. But I also am aware that this is a temporary character. I'm not going to be taking this character with me for an eternity. That's all I have to say about this for now. Hopefully you found it interesting. I really do like talking about this stuff. And I know we can't prove it to one another, but this is really interesting to me. I think about it a lot, and I enjoy making videos on it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.